Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Let There Be Talk. Today is Monday, July 17th, and this episode is brought to you by my fantastic motorcycle sponsor. You know and love them. It's been over a year. They've been sponsoring this podcast. These guys rock. It's El Cajon Harley. Hell yes, it is El Cajon Harley. You know you need two wheels. You need a Harley Davidson. It's summertime. What are you doing? You've been waiting all your life to get a bike. Go do it. You can get finance. Go on their website, elcajonharley.com, and fill out the pre-approval right on the website. Or spin into the shop and test ride something, man. Go in there and ride yourself a Dyna, or maybe a Road King, or a Breakout, or a Sportster. Anything. Get your ass on two wheels. Come on. Don't be foolish. It's motorcycle season all year around in Los Angeles, so there's no excuse that you don't have two wheels. Splitting lanes, getting to where you need to fucking get. Forget about that traffic. Get on a motorcycle, a Harley Davidson from El Cajon Harley, located in Southern California. I don't care where you live. Fly into San Diego. My boy Greg Riley will pick you up, and you can ride home. You'll never forget it. Sturgis is coming up. Get your ass to Sturgis. I'll tell you what, I've been many times, and it is epic. You want to do something in your life that you'll never forget, ride to Sturgis. Maybe get your bike serviced. A lot of people don't sleep on getting your bike serviced. Don't be like dicking around. That's only two wheels. Get some new tires or, get your brakes checked, oil change, anything you need. Also, El Cajon Harley has all kinds of cool shit like bikes, bands, and bikinis. First Saturday of every month. They also got the Padres ride to Petco Park July 16th, which just happened, so that doesn't matter. And, they're giving away some Metallica tickets. Go on their website and find out about that. Giving away Metallica tickets. That's going to be smoking. All right, guys. El Cajon Harley. Follow them on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Let's get into a little bit of the episode here. I just walked into the door from Grand Rapids, Michigan, and Detroit. And it's funny to think, it never gets old to me, man, going to different spots and seeing people that love the podcast. It's just amazing. I was out there in Grand Rapids, did this crazy venue opening for Bill Burr, which thank you so much, Bill. Cannot thank that guy enough. He has just been a lifesaver in my comedy career. I love that guy, and he is a complete inspiration. To get to watch him do hours of comedy, I just learned so much. So not only do I get to open for him, but it's like being in comedy college, just sitting there watching a fucking master up there slay these people in a boiling hot incinerating room. It was blazing in this place. It was an old church. I think it was built in 1864 or 68, right around then. And it looked exactly like, if you saw King Diamond on the last couple tours, it looked exact to King Diamond's set. You can look at it in my Instagram, Dean Del Rey, and see what this place looked like. It was fantastic. I just came out there like, tonight the circle's meeting again. Just merciful fate in it. There's something so crazy about doing just dick jokes in a church. Just up there like, yeah, man. It was awesome. And all the people that came to the shows, wow, just phenomenal. No assholes in the crowd. That's what I learned something over and over, going out and working with like Joey Diaz or Marin or Burr. When you have your own audience, it's just phenomenal. Because, when you're just doing a club, like say the Comedy Store and you're popping in or whatever, there's different peoples from all around the world, and they might not know who you are, but they know the next comic or, whatever. But when you have your own audience, man, which I learned on Sunday night in Detroit, I was doing a rock club. Shout out to Kat and everyone at Smalls in Detroit. This place was amazing. They hit me up. This is some guerrilla booking and some next level. I love this kind of thing. She follows me on Instagram. She books this club, Smalls Rock Club, famous rock club, and she was like, "Hey, I see you're going to be in Grand Rapids. Do you want to spin up to Detroit on the Sunday and headline here? It's a rock club." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck it, let's do that, man." And I'm so glad I did it. It was a room full of just people that listen to Let There Be Talk, and of course that have heard me on like Rogan or Marin or Joey Diaz Church of What's Happening. It was a room full of those people, and my point is, although there was a small group, and of course burrs are huge, you realize how great it is to be performing in front of people that know everything about you. I could go on these, journeys. I could take the audience into some storytelling. I could riff. I could talk about things from the podcast and they know what I'm talking about. And it was just absolutely, it was one of my favorite headlining shows I've ever done. And everybody that was at the gig, holy shit, were they cool. Heavy music fans, heavy comedy fans. Those two together, man, make for, I realize, an amazing audience. So thank you, Bill. Thank you, Grand Rapids. Thank you, Dr. Grins and Stuart Huff, for letting us drop in on your show on Friday and Saturday after the sets at the Fountain Street Church. Bill and I on Saturday went over and popped in at Dr. Grin's Comedy Club, which is just so cool. It's great for me because you're doing a giant venue and then boom, get yourself grounded, get yourself right back into the fucking club, and don't get delusional. Keep working, and that's what it's about. Anyway, fantastic weekend, and thank you, everybody that came out. I love all you guys. My guest today, it could be one of the all-time dream guests for me. I remember 1981 or 82. I've told this story many times. I was in the record factory in Santa Rosa, California. It was the one underneath the 101 freeway. I walked in. There's a woman working there. Her name's Kat. She managed a lot of local bands. And I said, "What's happening?" She's like, "You got to check this band out." And she handed a piece of vinyl to me. And on the cover, it just had a fucking guy in leather pants, just a crotch shot with fucking spike belts and handcuffs and a fingerless glove. And, and I'm looking at it like, this looks cool. I turn it over. I go, whoa, look at these fucking guys. I remember I went home. I popped it on. Came on. It was like, plug me in. I'm alive tonight. Out on the streets again. I was like, fuck, I'm in. From that day on, Motley Crüe was deep in my fucking blood. Went and saw him at the Santa Rosa Vets. Scanners opened. That was Jim Casera. My memory is working good today. Jim Casera from Vicious Rumors had started his own band. We were friends. He goes, "Come down." I sat on the stage. I took some insane photos of Motley 5 feet away. There they were. These guys were fucking rock gods, man. It was crazy. You got to think you had Van Halen. And then, for years, you're rocking Van Halen, you're rocking Judas Priest, Scorpions, and all that. And all of a sudden, here comes the fucking new kids on the block. And they're taking fucking names. And then a masterpiece called Shout at the Devil comes out, where I see him at the Warfield, and I meet some long lifetime friends, Fernie Rod and Billy Rowe from Jet Boy. And we had dreams to start our own bands. From then on, man, I saw Motley pretty much every tour. Saw him with the girl drummer. Saw him at the Warfield when Tommy Lee just got out of jail. Fillmore I saw him at. I've seen him huge. Oakland Coliseum, Cow Palace. Saw him at the Day on the Green, one of the all-time biggest 80s rock festivals ever put together. It was Motley, Whitesnake, Jet Boy, and someone else. I'm fucking spacing it right now. But anyway, I saw the band many, many times. I've always loved them. I even saw them on the farewell when they signed the contract at Jimmy Kimmel. I was there standing on the stage. Thank you, Don Barris, for setting that up. Yeah, Motley Crüe. Fucking great. I'm one of those guys, if anybody said different, I'd be like, you're out of your fucking mind. Listen to these songs. They're so great. That Shout at the Devil, Too Young to Fall in Love, Hollywood, of course, the title track. All the records had something. They changed their look over and over. I was constantly like, holy shit, now they're like girls. Oh, now they're bikers. Now they're fucking clean. What's good, And then they dropped Dr. Feelgood, and that thing is just a smasher. I could talk on and on and on about them. Let's just get into this, but I just wanted to give you a little rundown of how monumental the guest is to me. And to be friends with Nikki Sixx is just insane. We were going to do this interview a while ago, and the morning that we were scheduled to do it, Chris Cornell had passed, and neither of us were in the mood to talk. So I just thank God that it got rescheduled, because I know Nikki's completely busy man. Check out his show, Sixth Sense. If you've never heard it, you must be sleeping under a rock. I was on it last month, Sixth Sense. You could go to Nikki's page and just listen to that right there on the page. I want to thank him one more time. And I want to tell you guys, before I do kick off the interview, yes, I could have asked him 1,000 questions. And yes, I could have interviewed him for 4 or 5 hours, but I'm not the guy that writes down questions. I just let a natural conversation go, and that keeps it organic and cool. Believe me, I had 100 more questions. I wanted to know, did Tommy Lee's crazy drum kits come out of the fucking band's pot? You know what I mean? Did they try out other singers other than Karabi? When they were looking at singers besides Vince who came in, what was it like playing with Blackie Lawless? Yeah, I got 1 million questions. And hopefully I'll do a part 2. But if not, thank you for just sitting down with me once, Nikki. Before I get into it, some upcoming shows here. Toronto, you're next on the Road Rash Tour. I'm coming your way. Let's see. July 26th through the 30th, I'll be at the Corner with Red Band and Sam Tripoli. August 10, 11, 12, I return to the hometown, San Francisco, with Joey Diaz. We'll be at the Punchline. Cannot wait for that. September 6th, Brea Improv. I'm headlining one night only. Get your ass out there. And what else do I got? Oh, there's a gig in November 2nd. I will be with Bill Burr in Iowa at the place where Buddy Holly played last. I fucking should know the name of that, but I don't right now. This episode is brought to you by my Rolex sponsor. That's right, Rolex is sponsoring the podcast, St. Cross Rolex. They are the official Rolex dealer. Don't go to any of those gray markets. Get your watch at an official Rolex dealer, St. Cross in Koreatown. How cool is this, man? I love watches. They have all kinds of watches other than Rolex. Also, they have Panerai and a bunch of other brands, but Rolex are their specialty, and they have every model in there. Daytonas, Submariners, Sea Dwellers, Sky Dwellers, Datejust, Date 840s, all my favorite watches. I love them all. Go see St. Cross. Ask for Andy. They are on Western Avenue. Go down there, Koreatown, an official Rolex dealer. Get that 5-year warranty. Don't go gray market. Don't buy your shit on eBay and not be able to sleep at night. Get your watch at St. Cross. Let's get into it right now. It is time for the man, Nikki Sixx.
You look good.
Oh, thank you, dude.
You look healthy.
I've been fucking... I quit sugar for it's been 14 months now.
That's my drug.
Yeah, me too.
Fuck heroin.
Yeah, it's brutal. You know why? Because we've been doing it since we were 1 year old. You know what I mean? So, yeah, you do drugs whenever you start drugs. But when you start those drugs, it's like way later in your life, maybe 16, 18 or whatever. But cereal, milk, everything has sugar in it.
Quisp cereal. You're not old enough to know about that.
Yeah.
Quisp cereal. I would just die if I didn't have my Quisp cereal. It's like a little saucer, like a little, and there was like on the box was like a little alien.
Yeah.
His name was Quisp.
Yeah.
And he rode around in this sugar
ball,
sugar spaceship, and I just let them all fly into my mouth, and now I'm a sugar addict.
Right? There was one when I was growing up called King Vitamin. Zero vitamins in it.
Look at that.
King Vitamin.
King Vitamin. And what about like Cocoa Puffs? You're like, okay, like Count Chocula is like, that's like some cool stuff. Count Chocula, Cocoa Puffs, Blueberry, Frankenberry.
Yeah.
You're like, if it was cool, then you would eat it too.
Oh, God, I ate the shit out of that. And here's the thing, not breakfast. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Oh, yeah.
Like my mom would come home with food, and I'd be like, can we just have cereal? And I would eat cereal. That's so rotten, right? God, you ever try quitting sugar?
No. I've tried to cut back on it. Here's what I noticed.
Yeah.
I had this experience the other day in here. I judge my life on my pee. So like I went in the bathroom, I pee, and it's bright yellow. And I'm like, I took my vitamins. I'm on the right track. Finally at 58, I'm on the right track. I'm taking vitamins now. But also my yellow pee bubbled up. You know why? Because late the night before, I had a visit to the freezer and had some Ben and Jerry's.
Oh my God.
And the sugar makes my pee bubble.
Yeah.
And that tells me it's not good for me.
God. You know, I say...
Yellow bubbling pee.
I say in life, God or whoever you believe in, I think they let you fuck around your body with 2 items and you can live forever. Like, like my grandma smoked and drank all her life, lived to be 99. But, she never fucked with candy,
No.
But like... Jerry Garcia did heroin and cocaine forever, and then Ben and Jerry's comes out with that ice cream named after him, and boom, he's dead in a couple of years.
It's the sugar.
I mean? Yeah, greed. You got greedy. You added shit in.
Sugar is Satan.
I know.
So what's it like to kick it?
Well, you kicked dope a few times, and you know what that's like. It's the same thing, man. Mad body aches, severe body sweats, night sweats, wake up in the middle of the night like, whoa, full rushes, like, and complete depression, like a massive crash of like, oh, fuck.
How long is that? Like, did you wean off or you jumped off?
I jumped off.
Of course you would.
Yeah, right?
So then like, how long does that last? What's day one like? I got it.
Day one, you don't even notice.
I don't care about this sugar stuff. I'm going to kick its ass.
Yep.
Day two?
Day two, you start kind of like you're at the store and you look down, you see candy, and it starts drawing you in. You're like, fuck, I need some candy.
Look, I could do this. I'm stronger than you, Mr. Butterfinger.
Yeah. I mean,
day three?
Day three is when when it starts kicking in. The sweats.
Same with like
Same with dope.
Right? You're like, I can do a couple days, I'm hurting, but day three, it's like, maybe I'll just do a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm going to just
little chipping.
chip. Chip. And I'll be okay. I'll just chip. And then day four, I won't do it again.
Yeah. And then you're all starting back over, you know?
So what's day 5 and 6 like?
They were all horrible for like 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
It wasn't
strong.
It wasn't like it just went away. You know what I mean? Like cigarettes or dope. It's out of your body in a few days.
Yeah.
This is way more planted deep. It's psychological.
Did you watch your body change quick?
Man, in a matter of about a month, my face changed shape, and I didn't even really notice it until a guy took a picture of me at the podcast studio, and I posted it up, and they went, "Holy shit, you look way different."
Yeah.
And I looked at the photo, I go, "Wow, my face had shape."
Yeah.
You know, it was.
I saw something you posted on Instagram the other day, and you hashtag Fat Dean.
Yeah.
Just owning it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And
man.
I was like, I never thought of you as heavier.
Yeah. You know, it's weird when we're on stage, you know, and you look at band guys and you go, "Oh, they're all fat now and stuff."
Yeah.
And you often wonder, you go like, "Well, they're rich as shit. Why don't they just have like their own chefs and everything?" But there's so many demons in your mind. You know what I mean? Like as you quit one thing, you start another. I've got addiction in my body. So when I quit, you know, sugar, then it's shopping. You know what I mean? Like, okay, now I got to fill this hole. And it's some kind of dark demon. I know it, you know, and I just sit back on it.
When I got really clean in the late 80s, around Dr. Feelgood time, I had that same experience where I got addicted to working out and I loved it. And I would see people and they'd say, "Whoa, dude." And I'd be like, "What?" And they're like, "You literally don't even look like the same guy." So you go from being young, you can drink and do everything. And then all of a sudden, you know, my manager said I had bison head. My head even got big.
Yeah.
You see people say like their heads get big.
Yeah.
I don't know what, it's like inflammation.
It's all sugar.
Yeah, it's all sugar.
From booze, you know? So there you look at it.
Booze, man. I had the worst hangovers.
Yo, me too. Me too. I drank the fuck out of booze, you know? And so if you're drinking booze the whole time, then you're eating like shit.
Yeah.
I'm 51 and I'm in better shape than I've ever been in. You know what I'm saying?
What about like after you like got hammered, you had that hangover where you're like, "I'm canceling everything today. I'm on the couch.
Yeah.
Which was your go-to food? Because I have a shameful go-to food.
Mine would be pizza. Every
Pizza.
time.
I'm not happy with that. I need a better answer.
Oh no! I mean, I would just eat pizza, like to try to like soak up all that booze.
Me too. Soaking up. Mine was like, it's like really bad. Or Ida tater tots.
Oh my God, that's a specific thing.
I know. I mean, I was like really a bad alcoholic, and I would bake them. I don't even know. I don't even know I knew how to bake.
Yeah.
My demon said, "Bake these things; they will absorb." And then I would take mayonnaise and tobacco sauce, and I would mix it up for a sauce, and I would put Lowry's seasoned salt. Why don't I even know about this? Satan is a powerful thing.
It really is.
And I would soak all that up. And by about 8 o'clock at night, someone would call me, "Hey, dude, you want to go out tonight? Chase some girls and stuff." I'm pretty hungover. By 8:30, I'd be "Hey, let's meet up. Let's have a couple shots."
Yeah.
Or Ida tater tots, save me.
You should do an ad.
I should. Or Ida tater tots.
Yeah.
The best hangover food on earth.
It's crazy to think about, like your band was definitely geared around party, being dangerous and outlaws, and that was how life was supposed to be, is rock and roll. You know what I mean? You're supposed to live fast, die young, as the corny thing goes. But, after that Vince thing with Razzle, it's pretty interesting to think, that is like, whoa, game over, right?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't it weird? Do you think it's weird that he would keep partying later on? I mean, God, that's like a wild fucking demon there.
I mean, I had overdoses and I kept doing drugs.
Right.
Tommy flipped cars and kept doing his stuff. The only smart guy in Motley Crüe is Mick Mars.
Wow.
And to say there's a smart guy in Motley Crüe is funny. That's like when someone goes, "Nikki, man, you're the brains behind Motley Crüe." I go, "Is that an insult?" But, that thing, whether it's sugar or alcohol or drugs or pussy or shopping or obsession over anything, it's a hard thing to get your arms around. and wrestle it to the ground.
Yeah, it really is.
And I'm not judgmental. Like when Razzle died, I remember thinking to myself that like it wasn't funny anymore.
Right.
And it blew my mind. Like, I never thought one of us or one of our friends could die. I mean, we talked about it. Yeah, man, I'm going to, like, die young.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to be in the 27 club. You know, all these stupid things you say in interviews. But then when somebody really dies, you're like, damn, dude. Like, I'm used to death now. I'm 58 years old. Like, a lot of my friends have died, and a lot of my heroes are dying. And you get to the place where family members die, but we were young.
Yeah.
I was in Martinique, a little island with Neil Zlozauer and Robin Crosby. And it was, I think, one of the first times I ever went on a vacation. And we were down there. We were having so much fun. We went to a Club Med.
Oh, yeah.
I never even heard of a Club Med. So all you can drink, all you can eat. And it was a French island, so all the girls were
naked.
topless.
Yeah,
and I'd never seen that unless it was in the back of the tour bus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this is heaven. I'm moving here. I'm gonna invest in Club Med and quit Motley Crüe. This is the best there was. People would come up to us on the beach, sell us weed. We were doing shots. We were like taking the sheets off the bed, making pirate flags. We're playing guitars. I remember I wrote. Keep Your Eye on the Money and Louder in Hell in Martinique.
Wow.
And Robin Crosby's like, that sucks. I go, your band sucks. He goes, your band sucks, you know, because we were buddies.
Yeah.
And we flew from Martinique into Miami, and there was Vince on the cover of a magazine, not a magazine, but a newspaper.
Oh, wow.
We didn't have
so
cell
you didn't
phones.
know, no cell phone, no emails, none of that. Wow.
There was nothing. I
How many days after it happened?
It had only been like a day.
Whoa.
So I went from like paradise, like one of the peaks of my life. I'm with my best friend, with one of my buddies, a great photographer. We for the first time don't have money problems. We got girls, we got drugs, we got alcohol, we got food. We're in the sun. It's like life is great. Well, let's get back to reality. I wrote a couple songs for an album, you know, Theater of Pain. And I remember going to a payphone, and I don't know what to do. I got a collect call.
Wow.
To the office. And I called Doc McGee, and I was like, what happened? And they told me. And it's just like, I remember that flight from Miami back to Los Angeles, just going like, I was in a trailer in Idaho with a poster of Aerosmith on the wall, and now it's over. And and someone's dead. Like, and Vince, like, what's Vince going to do? Is Vince going to go to jail for the rest of his life? What's this family of this guy that I might have only met Razzle once?
Right.
It was mind-blowing.
That's just I remember that because it was just kind of like, oh, well, they're done. Right when it was just fucking like, huge.
We made it into the playoffs.
Yep.
We made it into the playoffs. Everyone's like, this band's going to go. They're going to go to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And there was so many mixed emotions because as a dreamer, you're like, my dream's over. And as a human, like, you're struggling with that. So it's like, are we mad at Vince?
Yeah.
Are we sad for Vince? What are we? And we're just as bad. We're drinking and driving ourselves. And so is everybody else.
Everyone
on planet Earth.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember being in a car with Blackie Lawless and Tommy, and I had gotten my first money publishing check, and I took all of it. I got $6,000.
Yeah.
And I found a 914 Porsche.
Badass.
It was exactly the publishing money.
Wow.
So to pay for it, I had to call my grandparents who are dirt poor. So I need money to cover the registration. So I got that car. I had nothing, but I had that car. And man, I was like in a band with a Porsche, and my buds were all in bands, and the chicks were crazy back then. And we were driving down Sunset Boulevard. I was driving. I was doing over 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Right, 3 o'clock in the morning. I had a bottle of Jack. Blackie had a bottle of vodka, and Tommy, I think, had a bottle of gin. We got pulled over. And cops pulled us over. We got out. We're all in black leather.
Yeah.
The T-tops off that thing. And cops just said, man, what are you guys doing? Because you guys are like going way over the speed limit. It's like, sorry, dude, we're going to a party, man.
Oh, fuck.
Like, that's our brain.
Yeah. That's
like,
Hollywood, too, back then.
What is that stuff? And we're like, well, it's just some drink stuff. You can't drink and drive. Pour it out. They poured it out, made us walk to the garbage and throw the bottles away. And they said, guys, you need to go home. And they gave us the keys and we went home.
I remember the same thing.
But dude, what are you talking about now?
Oh.
And then also, just right after that, Vince, gets in this horrible accident. And, not only did Razzle die, but 2 other people were injured.
Yeah, the car he hit.
Yeah, bad.
Yeah.
So it was a big eye opener in a lot of ways, but not enough to stop everything dead in its track.
Yeah.
That makes me feel a little sad.
Yeah. Well, it's it's an addiction,
Yeah.
I mean, like, how long have you been clean now?
16 years.
16 years. No weed or anything? You don't do weed?
Mm-mm.
16 years.
No. A bunch of my friends that are sober have, they're like, I just need something. And they're like, so they like start vaping weed.
Yeah.
Like they don't really want to become weed heads, something to take the edge off. And I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I'll just be like just going right back in the sugar aisle and getting that Count Chocula.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I'm doing Captain Crunch breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Yeah. Yeah. Weighing 490.
Next thing you know, I weigh 490. I'm in a $300,000 Ferrari. I'm on Sunset Boulevard trying to relive the heyday, and I'm drinking with a Coke straw up my nose.
Yeah.
And I, crash into Playboy Mansion building, and I'm dead. That's a hell of a way to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's weird. Once you get to a certain age, you kind of want to live, right? It's weird.
Yeah. I
want to see where this goes.
Yeah. Like I say that all the time. I'm like, man, I can't wait to be like 80. I'm going to have like a lot of gold teeth. I only got 1 so far.
Yeah.
I got space for 2 more. Fucking covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
I'll be fucking eccentric. Guitars, cameras, grandkids, just crazy artwork.
Yeah.
Just blowing through life the way I want to blow through life. Maybe I'll have a pink Rolls Royce with a skull and crossbone. I'll wear sunglasses at night. Eyes will be so bad, like they'll be super thick for reading.
Coke bottle sunglasses.
Yeah, Coke bottle sunglasses, man. And I'll wear my guitar into the clubs. I'm going to go clubbing at like 85 with my sunglasses, no shirt on, with a Hawaiian shirt and leather pants. Stink. Eccentric. Fuck you, I'm alive.
Yeah.
I do anything I want now.
Absolutely.
Right now, I'm on the line.
Yeah. You look great. 58?
58.
Yeah, you look
I
fantastic.
feel pretty good.
Let me ask you something about that last night of the Crüe tour. It's almost 2 years now, right?
Yeah, it's, I guess it'd be a year and a half. Yeah,
right, because it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
And then I remember reading something where you said you guys didn't even say bye to each other. Is that real?
Yeah.
Yeah. Any communication with the guys now at all?
I talked to Vince. Me and Vince, talk and text back and forth. He's a texter like me.
Yeah.
And I've reached out to Tommy and Mick a couple times. I haven't got anything back. Like when it ended, man, it didn't end in a good way.
Yeah.
We're all in different ways, but as like the time went on, I was like, I'm just going to reach out because like we were like there together in the beginning. I don't want to reach out and put the band back together.
Right.
I was just like, hey, man, just like, reaching out. In fact, Mick, I reached out to because it's crazy. I always wanted to have one of Mick's guitars.
Yeah.
And like he has this white Stratocaster that I just love. I love everything about it. And I'd say to him, dude, can I buy it? And he'd be like, no, man, I only have one. And then like, as the time went on, I'd see have another one.
Yeah.
And I go, can I buy that one? He goes, oh, I only have 2. And then, I found out that he was getting them custom made from Fender Custom Shop. And I was like, great, can I like get the number? I'm going to call him and get one. And he's like, no, man, they don't do that. And just, time goes on. After all these years, towards the end, I remember towards the end, I said, man, I want to, get one of your guitars and I'll give you $25,000 for it. I'm going to buy my own guitar player's guitar. I don't care because he's Mick Mars. I got a tattoo of him on my leg. I mean, I carried him out of his house when he was dying and I spoon-fed him. I spoon-fed him to keep him alive. Took him to doctor's appointments every single day. I mean, we didn't even know what was wrong with him.
Right.
And, he's one of my favorite guitar players in the whole world. And a lot of crazy people have said a lot of stuff to other band members. And there's a lot of weird lawyers involved. Had to sue some people to make them step back. And I never got that guitar. And I remember talking to a friend of mine. And I was like, I was so bummed because wanted to be like that. That's not only did I get it from Mick, but it would be like, I love that guitar. I love the way it sounds. I love what he did to it. He's got the humbuckers in it.
Yeah.
The way it's relicked, everything about it, the size of the headstock. So I know this guy made me a Mick Mars replica.
That's crazy.
He made it for me, and I'm so happy with that guitar. I took some pictures, and I was like, this is for Mick.
Wow.
And then fans are stupid online. Oh, man, if that's a Mick Mars replica, you should give it to Mick Mars. I'm like, no, I got it because I couldn't get the real one.
Yeah.
I'll give him the replica if he'll give me the real one.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, trade.
But I love that guitar,
What's it like to play in a band with dudes that you don't really talk to? What is that like? Because that was a long run.
And here's the thing. You got to realize that when these four guys got together, we agreed on a common idea, right? And everybody put their skin in the game. I don't think Mick Mars was a punk rock fan.
Right.
I'm a punk rocker at heart. Always have been. My attitude is I love heavy metal, but I was never a super muso fan.
Right.
I'd be like, I love what Eddie Van Halen's doing right there, but I didn't think about it technically. There's other guys in the band that are technical, so they put their skin in the game. I put my anarchy in the game. I'm a huge lyricist fan, and that's like my driver for everything. And nobody in the band wrote lyrics. I wrote all the lyrics for the band. That was all the messaging, and Vince had this voice. No one else sounded like that. He had a Spitfire Gatling gun, like lead vocal style. He put his skin in the game. No one played like Tommy. Tommy was 17, 18 years old when I met him. He was a monster, and he was hyper. He's a hyper human being. He played hyper, and I played simple, and that worked. If I played super busy and he played super busy, it wouldn't have sounded right. So he had that. Like, I feel like Tommy's energy was a big driver of the band. So you have all these guys, and all we do is we do what bands do. It's like we write songs and we play gigs, and it's like we're high-fiving each other when that super hot chick wants to do two guys at the same time in the band. It's like it was something that we will never experience with other human beings, and I don't know if anybody will ever experience that because it's 2017, not 1981. And as years go, each guy meets a girl, and they say, "That's I like that girl. I'm gonna keep her around." That girl that I'm with can't sleep with the other guys in the band. Yeah. I am not even going to tell anybody what her vagina looks like. That's when you like a girl.
Yeah.
So, man, what's it like down there? Oh, man, I don't know, man. So
dude, that's my lady, man.
Hey, you want to get a hamburger? No. What about that chick the other night? No. You're like, oh, you must like her. It's like
you must like her.
So all of a sudden, you got four guys that like girls. And then they live with them. Yeah. So all of a sudden we're not like dogpiling each other at 8:00 in the morning when everybody's hungover and eating McDonald's for breakfast because we stole money out of a girl's purse.
Yeah.
And she's still passed out in the bathroom. You become like you own a home. And guys move in different places.
Yeah.
One guy lives over here, one guy lives over here, and all of a sudden, you do things like make dinner, where before you used to eat dinner at a restaurant and dine and dash together. And then if the waiter caught you, you beat him up. Like good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. You
Yeah.
caught us. Now we're gonna fuck you up.
Now you're fucked, dude.
Yeah, you shouldn't have ever chased us.
Yeah.
Next time we go in your restaurant and we eat, you're not even going to chase us because you know we're going to kick your ass.
Yeah.
And that mentality changes because you grow up, and that's a natural thing to grow up. And musically you mature, and next thing you know, it's like, Nikki, what do you got? Go like this. Shout. Shout. Like Tommy's like, whoa, bom, 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 bom. And Vince is like, why is there so many lyrics in here? I got something to say.
Yeah.
Lyrically,
Yeah.
shout at the devil. And he's like, okay, man. He's spit fire and that stuff. And next thing you know, we're at the grocery store. It's like, dear, would you like zucchini or squash tonight with your filet mignon?
The outlaw goes away.
Well, I mean, the outlaw's in your heart,
Yeah.
but the men start to become like family oriented.
It's not a gang anymore.
Yeah, and it's a gang in rehearsal, it's a gang in the studio, it's a gang on stage. And man, when you put Motley Crüe on stage, even if we hate each other.
Yeah.
If you stood in the front row and you flipped Vince off, I would jump in the audience, I would beat your ass.
Wow.
And Tommy would be right on top of me, like at you too. That's how and people will go, these guys won't talk to each other, but if you fuck with one of them, if somebody kicked in Tommy's dressing room, I'd be the first guy there and shank him.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're like, these guys are fucking sickos. They don't even talk, but they will beat your ass up if you even say something bad about the band. And as the years went, Tommy wanted to be a different guy.
Yeah.
Right? You know,
I saw the different phases with him. I remember when he first got out of jail, you guys played the Warfield, and he was full on hip hop guy.
Yeah, he fell in love with hip hop.
Yeah, which I get, but it was,
I have no problem with it.
Right.
But it was weird for us. We were like, whoa, where's Tommy?
Yeah.
And then he went through kind of a, I don't know what that other
industrial kind of EDM guy.
Yeah, EDM guy. Yeah. And anyway, so, he's young and he's exploring.
Yeah.
But Tommy's thing was like, well, wouldn't it be great if Motley Crüe did this? And then my thing was like, I want Motley Crüe to be Motley Crüe. So like if I'm Angus Young and I'm like, here's a song called Highway to Hell, and then Tommy's Malcolm Young and comes in and goes, hey man, wouldn't it be cool if we sound like these other bands? Angus is going to say, no, what are you, crazy?
Yeah.
And then there became resentment. And it felt like, oh, Nikki's holding the band back. I wanted the band to be Motley Crüe. And Tom and Mick is passive. We did some albums with this producer named Scott Humphrey who made Mick feel horrible about his guitar playing. And it was like about, all sampling and all this and all that. And so, Mick started to kind of pull out, and Vince is in and out of the band. And at times, it would be really wonderful with us. But here's the bottom line. I have nothing bad to say about anybody in the band. Because like we all wanted something in the beginning,
right?
And later we all wanted something different. And just because I wanted it to be the same thing, and somebody else might have wanted it to be a different version of that, doesn't make them a bad person,
right?
It just means it was time for us not to be a band anymore.
Yeah, I get it, because tastes change.
Tastes change,
Like if you look at, like I always tell people, Motley Crüe, one of my favorites of all time. But does that mean I love the whole genre? No.
No.
You know what I mean? And I did when I was young, but as you get older, you go, oh, well, these other bands were just, whatever.
Look, you get a really nice meal, and you get like, that stuff on the side, and you take it off and put it on the table. It's like, garnish.
Yeah.
I think some of these bands that were coming out in every era, you're like, oh man, look at this, it's amazing. You've got Motley Crüe, and you got Guns N' Roses, and what's that? That's Trickster. Put that on the table.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna eat that.
Yeah,
that's tastes bad. Why'd you put that on my plate? You say to the waiter and the chef, and they go, because it makes it look pretty.
Yeah,
I don't care about pretty. I'm hungry.
Yeah.
So, music changes, people change. It's okay to change. It's okay to be dysfunctional. It's okay to, it's okay to let it go. And I haven't gone in the press or anywhere and talked bad about anybody in the band, and I don't think that I need to do that. I think that my frustrations in Motley Crüe probably equal other guys' frustrations in Motley Crüe. But when you boil it all down, you asked me if I've talked to anybody in the band. I reached out because it's like, hey man, like, how you guys doing? That's it. Like back to that first day in rehearsal. Like, I don't really care if, Mick Mars wants to fly from the fucking Eiffel Tower with a fucking flame torch playing fucking Stevie Ray Vaughan licks and you know what I mean, in a fucking push-up bra.
Yeah.
It's like, great. That's not why I'm calling.
Yeah.
I don't need anything. I'm not calling you because I'm going to try to incentivize you to do something. Was just like reaching out, but when it first ended, I wasn't reaching out.
Yeah, man. So
I'm just softening a little bit. My AA sponsor told me once, said, when you really got the program, it's when you learn to let things that are hard soften you.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, man. It's like, I was like going through a divorce and I was like, man, brake lines over a cliff. I'd be so happy. Be done with this divorce. She'd be dead. And he's like, whoa.
Yeah.
You just got to let like what went wrong actually be a life lesson and soften you a little bit. So for your next relationship, for your next bands, for your next shows that you do, for your next whatever.
Was there ever going to be a whiskey show at the never? It was just circulated rumors.
I think Vince said something. He's like, wouldn't it be fun? And Vince did mention it to me, and I was like, and I did. I knew what he was saying in his heart. He was saying that'd be great. Like we'll go play the whiskey. But I saw it, and I told him this. We're going to get off stage at 1:00 in the morning.
Right.
We're at the Staples Center.
Yep.
So we're going to pack up all of our wet clothes. And we're going to somehow get everything up to the whiskey. Now, I'm sure we'd have a second set.
Yeah, just an SIR shit set up.
Yeah. And then we're going to blow in about 3:00 in the morning. And we're going to be dog-ass tired because that was a long day. The last show, I mean, we had some more filming and interviews and stress and the last night and all that family and hundreds of people on the guest list wanting to say hi and goodbye. And I just said, I don't know if I want to end it like being like, I can't wait to go to sleep when I'm playing Livewire. And he's like, yeah, I know. It just would have been cool to go back. And I understand. Like, I remember I had this one idea before the tour. I wanted to actually make a T-shirt. I just wanted to do Motley Crüe Hollywood tour. And I wanted to play a Monday at the Troubadour, a Wednesday at the Whiskey, a Friday at like the Roxy.
Wow.
Just I can do all in Hollywood, maybe do a night at the Viper Room.
That would have been amazing.
And just go and just like play a bunch of different songs and, and stuff. But like that was my idea. And the band was like, nah, Vince had ideas. Tommy had ideas, know, and it became 4 men with different ideas.
Right.
So sometimes you have a band and you go, there's 4 guys with the same idea. Metallica.
Yep.
They were like, this is what we are. We are metal.
They
it's
figured
even in
it
our
out.
name. Yeah, figured it out. Even though they had some crazy albums here and there.
Yep.
Figured it out. And towards the end, I think our version of figuring out was let's like leave our legacy for what it was,
Yeah.
I mean, I wanted to record our first song we ever recorded together, Stick to Your Guns.
Yep.
As the last song, re-record it, make it the last song we ever did. I mean, 35.
That'd be sick. Full circle.
Full circle. But you got 4 guys and 1 idea.
Yeah.
So it's okay. See, a lot of guys would sit here and go, those guys, man, I wanted to do this, and those guys are stupid, and that guy was ugly, and that guy that guy was drunk, and that guy was fat, and that guy's dumb. That guy wanted to be electronic. Nikki's a stick in the mud, man. He didn't want to change.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? Why don't you just let it be cool? Like, it was what it was. And you know what's cool about Motley Crüe? Dysfunction.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. The danger of it.
Like, I watched
any time it's going to explode.
I never knew.
Yeah.
We sometimes only made 3 songs.
Yeah.
And many times. And band would blow up on stage. I'm watching the show called Animal Kingdom.
Yeah.
That's Motley Crüe.
Yeah.
It's Motley Crüe. They're a family, but they're dysfunctional.
Yeah. Well, you had a singer. And I described this about Sebastian Bach. You pray for a complete lunatic outlaw, and then when you get him, you try to tame him.
I've talked to Skid Row guys before, and it really comes down to, again, the fact that you are not 21 years old, and you have a home and you have a wife and everyone in the band, they've got what they want, but they also want a little bit of peace. I don't want to wake up every day to fucking drama.
Yeah.
I don't want drama every fucking day of my life. I'm so happy that Motley Crüe made a decision to move on, because there's no more emails about things that you're like, we can't even agree on the goddamn artwork.
Unbelievable, yeah.
It's like, fuck, dude, it's artwork.
Yeah.
Like, you guys win. It's 2% smaller. I mean, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it becomes about other stuff. But like with Skid Row, I don't think they're just like, dude, if you could just sing,
yep,
but you can't.
It comes down to that, because if you got a guy who wrote all the songs, but he gets zero glory for it, like you wrote all the songs in Motley, but you got all the glory. But if you didn't, it would kind of ride you a little bit, right? Like if Vince was the focal point of the band, but he never was. In your band, all the guys were the focal point.
Right.
Songwriting.
And see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And this is the thing. I don't know who wrote the songs in Skid Row.
Yeah.
I just like the band. A lot of people don't know who wrote the songs in Motley Crüe. Motley Crüe is a band that will be on the radio and streamed and be heard in movies and talked about.
Yeah.
You remember that band? That drummer flew upside down. The bass player was shooting fire at him and he died.
Yeah.
No, did that happen? Let's go to Google.
Yeah.
Did Tommy Lee died? Nikki Sixx killed Tommy Lee? That never happened, idiot. Pass the ketchup.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say is folklore.
Yeah.
It grows and it grows and it grows, you know. And I think in general, people get so hung up, man, I don't care who writes a song.
Right.
Like, if it's a good song, I'm going to play bass on it.
At what point do the guys in the band start saying, hey, I want to write songs? Because you're writing, the first two records are complete masterpieces. You know what I mean? And then you got to get that becomes a friction because of publishing and identity, right? Like, hey, man.
I don't think it was ever about publishing or identity.
What was it about? Just artistic?
No, I just think that people like learn to write songs. When we started the band, I was a songwriter. I wrote songs for other bands. Before I was in a band, actually, there was a band in Burbank, and I used to work at this factory, a steel factory. And one of the guys worked there, and he had a band. They played in a garage, so I hung out with them. You know, I had a bass, but I wasn't in a band. And I wrote all the lyrics for that band.
Wow.
I was like Bernie Taupin.
Just ghostwriter.
I just wrote them and gave them to them. They were like in the garage spitting out my words. I'd hang out. And I don't even know whatever happened to any of it. They probably don't even know that.
Yeah, that you're famous.
That
like,
I'm
they don't
famous.
even know it was the same dude.
Yeah.
That's amazing, right? They got like some Nikki Sixx originals.
Yeah.
They could just record them right now and go, you gave them to me.
Yeah, like mid-70s.
Make a little bit of money.
Mid-70s.
Wow.
God knows my wife sell everything that's mine. It's like if I was a girl and I was on my period, they'd be selling my old tampons. I look on eBay. It's like Nikki Sixx nose hairs for sale. Like, that's nice. That's really fucking nice. But I think that it became about people, in a band. When I go, here's this idea called Looks That Kill.
Yeah.
And everybody puts their skin in the game and does what they do. Tommy does what he does. Mick does what he does. I do what I do. Vince, you're like, that's cool. We go play it. People go, that's cool. We record it. And then one day somebody sits there and goes, I got this idea and I'm going to bring it to the band. I got this song idea. It's great. Like, if there's 4 guys and 2 guys have ideas, that's less work for me and better shot that we're going to have more songs and some diversity. Because one writer might write in one style. And the guys, and Vince never, but Tommy and Mick, and mostly Tommy, because Tommy's into recording.
Right.
So Tommy, go in and program stuff and building stuff. And you can see where that ended with him. He's really into being in the studio and loops and electronic music and stuff. But, he was coming up with lots of ideas.
He wrote Home Sweet Home, right?
The way Home Sweet Home came together is I wrote the part that's on piano. I wrote that on guitar when I was 17 years old.
Wow.
I've been playing that and playing that. I don't know what it was. And we were leaving rehearsal one day, and there was a piano, and Tommy would always sit down at the piano. We're leaving. We're at SIR. And I said, dude, can you play this on piano? Ding, 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 ding. I think I just sang All the Young Dudes, but whatever. You get the point.
Yeah.
And Tommy goes, ding, 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 ding. I go, oh, that's cool. You know, I'm a dreamer. And my heart's a gold. Vince, come here. Something told, old, bold, gold. I don't know. Give me a piece of paper, quick.
Yeah.
Mick, hold on, dude. Come back.
That fast.
Started doing, I'm on my way. I'm thinking, what's that thing in that Aerosmith song I like? Home, sweet home. And it was that, and Tommy like wrote the piano part, and then I can't remember who all wrote the parts. I wrote the that song came together really fast. And we were leaving SIR. I think we were going out to do something. And we were like, man, that could be like our Dream On.
Yeah, and it was.
And it was fun. I remember always, because Tommy would play it, Tommy would run in rehearsal back to the drums.
Yeah.
So the piano would be on one side, like down on the floor.
Yeah.
And then the stage would be there, and the band would be up on the stage. He'd run up, jump on his drums, bump, 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 bump. Yeah.
That's that tune's a smasher, man. I heard it yesterday.
Yeah.
It's funny, like... that song's played 1 million times on the radio a week, man.
I wish we'd recorded it better. Like, you know, we actually had a producer that had said, we're going to record this sonically better.
Right.
But I don't think we...
Kind of like a November Rain.
Yeah, I think
it's pretty big.
Yeah, it needed to be a little bigger and stuff. But like a great example of Tommy is Tommy was like programming all this stuff, and he had this thing... shout, shout, shout. And he came over to my house, he played it, and I go, it's a little close to the other song.
Yeah.
And he's like, I know, I just like the idea. And I go, I was just reading this book, Primal Scream, Scream, Shout, Shout. I go, let me just roll the bass in here. And he's like, yeah, dude. And then we were like working on it, and I was like, bam, and I'm like, something like Joe Perry would do, and Mick's like started playing that thing. I go, remember when I saw you in a bar band and you were playing slide? Can you do wow, wow, like on the slide?
Yeah.
And then a lot of the lyrics, I was just reading that book by Arthur Janoff, and I was like, oh, here's the lyric.
Wow.
And then I was like kind of going through this thing with therapy, where that's why I was reading the book about my mom and dad. So the song ended up being about my mom and dad.
Wow.
Yeah.
Lyrics easy for you?
Yeah.
Well, that was the only hard part for me. You know what I mean? Like, I could write the shit out of tunes.
You're a comedian,
yeah,
and you're fast. You could write lyrics really fast if you did this one simple thing. Shut the fucking critic off.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
You don't do it on stage, do you?
No.
When you're on stage, do you go, I wonder what that guy over there thinks?
Yep.
You don't give a fuck. You just go. And sometimes I bet you stumble. Your tongue gets tied. You forget what you're going to say. But do you stop?
Nope.
No fucking way. You just keep going and going and going. And my theory is big-ass piece of paper, and I just write nonstop. I keep writing. If someone starts talking, I'm like, shut up. What are you writing? I don't know.
Right.
I don't know. You know, and
just channels through you.
You just go and you just start writing. Sometimes you look down and you go, I'm the dumbest guy on earth. I'm the dumbest guy on earth. But sometimes you go, oh, that one thing. That's great. Let me do it again. I'm going to start with the one thing.
Yep.
And then sometimes if it's like a line and I like it, I'll put it in the middle of the piece of paper. And then I'll start again with stream of consciousness.
Yeah.
And when I hit that line, I'm like, what are you doing? You're in my way. I'm going to jump off you then. And you have to trick yourself.
Yeah.
You have to trick yourself. Another great trick is to surround yourself by inspirational things. Mine are antique books. So if I have books around me, I will be going, and I'm like, my brain's going, oh man, they're not going to like this. Oh, man, this radio's not going to play this. Oh, man, my wife hates me. Oh, shit, my dog just took a shit on my new shoes. Oh. And it's like, fucking give me a book. I open it up, and I point to a piece of paper, and if it says spaghetti, I'm fucked. Because I have to use spaghetti as the next word. And if it says forever, or if it says in the darkest pit of your soul, I'm like, in the darkest pit of your soul. Darkest pit of your soul, spaghetti. No. Darkest pit of your soul, and you start going from there. And the idea is to never allow yourself to actually breathe. You have to just go.
And not think.
And think, man, that's the worst thing you ever do to yourself is think. You think about when you're playing, you're going to make a mistake. If you're making love, you think about it. Oh, I should do this. Oh, I should do that. Just stick your dick in it and go. And when you're writing lyrics, you just got to stick your dick in and go. And same with songwriting. I'm not a great musician, but I will not stop.
You wrote the fuck out of some great songs, man. I mean, they're classics. We talked about the S Festival when I was on your show, and I've come to the conclusion I want to try to do a documentary on it. You know, it's like my goal now. But my other dream documentary is Oakland Coliseum Day in the Greens. And I remember...
I hardly remember that.
87, man.
Yeah.
It was one of the greatest Day in the Greens. It was you guys on the Girls tour. White Snake on the huge record. Poison. Jet Boy. And there was somebody else on that. But that was like, to me, that was kind of like, of course you had the big record, you know, Dr. Feelgood, but to me that felt like this is the peak of the scene.
Right.
And the sound and everything. We're in Oakland Coliseum, 60, 70,000 people, Girls tour, and White Snake's peaking. Poison's got a huge... Did
we headline?
You headline.
We did. Okay, wow. Well, you're going to love this.
Yeah. I love how, man, like to me, it would be the show I talk about still to this day. Like, did you know I played 60,000 Day on the Green? I mean, you played huge crowds.
Right.
But that was such a crown jewel. But Zeppelin's last show in America.
I've been freebasing for 3 days.
Yeah, freebasing.
And I didn't show up.
You didn't show up?
Didn't show up. No one could find me.
Oh, that's right. You guys didn't go on for you went on super late.
Yeah.
Like we were waiting around.
So they had to find me.
Yeah. Where were you?
I was burrowed in to the heroin house, freebasing, and they had to basically kick my door in.
Yeah.
They put me in a limo, right? They took me to Van Nuys Airport and put me in a private jet.
Wow.
By myself.
Whoa.
Flew me there to a very pissed off band.
Whoa.
Like, what the fuck is going on? You're shooting up again. I go, I wasn't shooting up. I was freebasing.
Yeah, it's different, dude.
It's different, man.
I'm chilling now.
I'm not doing that shit anymore.
Freebasing.
And I remember, like, just being so fucking out of it on stage.
Wow.
And I flew back in that jet because you have to pay for a round trip.
Yeah.
Alone, and I just remember being alone flying through the night after playing that crowd and going, my band hates me. This is a bottom for me, man. It's like, why would I do that to my fans? Why? It's like something to be proud about. And I just remember just flying home in the jet, and I went home the same night. It's like I walked in, the fucking doors fucked up. And,
oh, fuck.
And I was just like, that was like getting towards the end, man. I was like, this is stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is.
So like a lot of people mention Day on the Green, and I'll be like, I didn't really remember much about it.
Wow, what a bummer, man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the same way
idiot.
that I took mushrooms at that show.
Well, we were in the same place.
Yeah. I remember it was just...
You should have come by my house first.
I did some freebasing, you know, and I never... it never grabbed me. Like the first couple hits were great, but the next day I was never like, I got to do that again.
No, me neither. Me neither. I had a girlfriend that liked to freebase, so she'd be like, she'd be like cooking up some bass, and I'd just be like, oh yeah, give me a hit of that, and then I'd be like up for 2 days.
Yeah.
But it was never like, I'd never like think to myself, hey guys, want to get together and bass?
Yeah. Yeah, it's a weird thing. It takes a lot of work too.
so much work. I mean, and just cooking that stuff up. And, I'm not a good cook anyway.
Yeah, the baking soda combo, and you'd fuck it up and you'd lose blow.
I lose like $2,000
I
worth
know,
of
you're like,
blow.
fuck, we just lost blow.
And I call the dealer. I go, I need more blow. My dealer, was the best dealer on earth.
Was he a Hollywood dealer?
He was a Hollywood dealer. Not the best, the luckiest.
Really?
Yeah, because I'd just be like, hey, man, do you got $10,000 worth of heroin? On my way.
Wow.
And and I would do stuff like I would take $10,000 worth of heroin and I would put them in bindles, like methodically, from this amount that I'm on now all the way down to day 30.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, okay, on day 30, I'm going to be able to get off of this heroin.
Wow.
And he'd go, okay, man. And then day 4, I'd call him. You got another $10,000 of the heroin?
Oh, fuck. $10,000.
Guys came over. A bunch of my buds came over and a bunch of chicks, and we just did all the junk. I'm going to start over.
Wow, man.
I started over a lot.
What got you into shooting up? I never got into it because it was always that's the you know what I mean? Yeah. I did all the drugs, but the shoot up, it was just kind of I don't know. It was just this is. It felt wrong to me in a weird world.
That's probably why I did it. You know, the first time I ever shot up was with Robin Crosby.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I lived in an apartment on Coldwater Canyon, and so did he. I lived on the second level, and it was like a one room with a loft thing at the top. There was a sink up there, and I put a bed up there.
Yeah.
And then just this room downstairs, and then Robin had just a room down below. And we were great buds. We were best friends. We did everything together. And he knew this guy named Smog Vomit.
Smog Vomit.
Smog Vomit, in a band called Tex and the Horseheads.
Oh, I know Tex and the Horseheads. Okay, so Straight Junkies.
Yeah, Straight Junkies came over, and they were friends from, I believe, San Diego, and came over, and we would smoke that shit. And I remember a guy's like, you want to try this? And I just looked at the needle. I said, fuck yeah. And I did it. And I threw up on myself and passed out on my floor. And I woke up and I was just itching. And I felt like shit.
Whoa.
And I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah, man. It's to me, guys in my band would be shooting up, and I was just like, man, that's just I would trip out on it. It was just hardcore.
It's a really interesting thing. I associated it with the same thing I associated with Hell's Angels, Vagos, guns, knives, heavy metal, punk rock. It's all the things I love.
Yeah,
I want it. I want a car that goes too fast. I just wanted everything. And I never had any real roots. I only got roots when I grew my own roots.
Yeah.
I became my own tree. That I didn't have a mom or a dad or really a family. My grandma and grandpa, yeah, but it was really, I felt a little bit like a tumbleweed my whole life.
Yeah.
So it's shooting up. Hell yeah. Can I drive and do it too?
Yeah.
I mean, I would just do stupid shit. I remember this girl, she was in this band called 45 Grave. Her name was Dinah Cancer. And
wow. Dinah Cancer. What a name.
And she had a coffin. And I used to fuck her in the coffin.
Wow.
And shoot up.
Wow.
It was great.
Can you fuck while you're on dope? I never tried.
You get your...
Because coke is just, it's done.
You got your moments.
Yeah.
You got your moments.
You get that coke dick, it's over.
Yeah.
Now they got Viagra. So dudes can just do coke.
You can do coke and Viagra together?
I've never done it.
Good days. I remember when Ecstasy came out.
Me too.
And I just remember, I'm so mad. Why couldn't that come out? There's so many things that came out. And I was like, why? Why did I only get coke and heroin?
But those are the ones that stuck around.
I know they're the mainstays. They're like steak and vegetables and potatoes. But then they came out with all these special sauces, and people would be like, anytime you make music that only goes do 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 do,
you need some shit.
Yeah, and you have 100,000 people all going, this is the greatest moment of my life. I go, have you heard what Joe Perry plays on Rocks?
Fuck.
That album? You want to go back to do, do, Can we talk to Mick Jagger for a second? That's why that drug was invented.
Yeah.
To fool the masses into that was great. That is good.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. We're going to create a festival around this, and 350,000 people are going to stand there and go,
And you don't have to learn any instruments or write any songs.
No, you can just like grab a couple things, move them around, and if you put a mouse head on, you're like the Kiss of like DJs.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's cool. He's got a mouse head.
I know we sound like old men now.
Way old.
It's funny, man. Yeah. And now, here's what I wanted to ask you about was I'm a huge car guy, and you're a huge car guy, and also motorcycles. So you ride anymore at all, or no? That's long over? I mean, you're the reason, like one of the reasons I was like, girls video.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's the dream. I'm going to get a record deal. I'm going to have a Harley, and every night I'm just going to ride to the rainbow.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted.
Yeah.
Ride to the rainbow.
Yeah, that's a good dream.
And just fucking do drugs and be up and down the strip. That was the dream.
I almost died enough times on a motorcycle. I had a bike that was built for me by the Hells Angels, and the chain locked up.
Oh, yeah.
And I just remember it was before the helmet laws, and it gave me that weird moment where I went, oh, I didn't know that you were right there, Mr. Pavement.
Fuck yeah.
And then a bunch of guys like I knew,
Billy Idol got hit.
Yeah, and this guy we used to ride with, me and Tommy used to ride with the Angels, and this guy Stu, out in Thousand Oaks, California, had a motorcycle shop, and leave it to Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx in like this really nice area to find the only motorcycle shop where the Hells Angels hung out.
Yeah.
So there's me and Tommy.
Yeah.
Going back to our mansions.
Yeah.
With our pretty wives. But in the daytime, we rode our motorcycles and hung out with the Angels, and we'd ride with them all the time. They'd protect us.
Wow.
They'd ride in a circle around us. There was a ride that they asked me to go on, and I couldn't for whatever reason. Me and Tommy rode up to San Francisco with them, camped out. I really love motorcycles. I love motorcycle culture and the music. They're good people. They're good fucking people.
Totally.
Man. And this ride was happening, and Stu decided to go around. There was a truck going slow, and they were out in the middle of nowhere, and decided to go around. And when he went around, another truck came and hit him head on.
Whoa.
And like he evaporated.
Wow.
And I just remember going like, I think it's time to start driving convertibles.
Right.
I miss my motorcycle.
Yeah.
I mentioned to my wife one of those 3-wheel ones.
Oh, yeah.
She told me I'm not allowed to get that.
Oh, you're my joke. Every time I'm at a gas station, a guy comes up and goes, nice bike. I would have one of those, but the wife won't let me. You know how it is. And I go, no, I don't. That's my bike. You know what I mean? Like, I love when people, like grown men, will just tell you how their wife controls.
My wife doesn't care if I ride. In fact, recently.
Oh, she doesn't want you to have the 3-wheeler.
She doesn't want the 3. She goes, if you're gonna ride, you're gonna get a chopper again.
Oh, I like that.
But no, I thought about the 3-wheeler thing because I'm like, I could have like
the tunes.
My O'Douls in there.
O'Doul. You drink O'Douls?
Sometimes.
Really?
Makes me bloated. But, but sometimes, it make me feel like, wow, I'm on the freeway. I'm on the 101. I'm riding with a beer, and I'm playing like Get Your Wings by Aerosmith.
Yeah.
And I'm untouchable. And then my wife's, no, because you're on a 3-wheeler. Everyone's going to go, is that Nikki Sixx in a 3-wheeler? I go, I could get the helmet with the spike, and I could paint that thing black with like skull flames.
Hilarious.
I could have the loudest exhaust. I could have about $100,000 sound system on this thing.
Yeah.
I will crush sticky fingers. Just bam, everyone on the freeway is like, look at that badass. She goes, no, you're on a 3-wheeler.
Yeah, you're a trike. You're on a trike.
I go, but look at those badass guys. And she goes, all those guys are really old.
Yeah.
And I go, she goes, just stick with your Jeep or get a real bike.
You got a Jeep.
Yeah.
And I saw you just customized it out.
Yeah.
What are some of the coolest cars you have? You've had some Lamborghinis.
I've never been a Lamborghini
Oh, no?
guy.
Ferraris?
No. A lot of Ferraris.
Yeah.
I love Ferraris. My worst Ferrari story is I got a brand new, well, it's my best and my worst story. So I go into the Ferrari dealership on Ventura Boulevard. I have army boots on.
Yeah.
Super short shorts with a mushroom patch tattooed where my dick is.
Yeah.
That's it. And a bunch of chains and no shirt.
You're going in with like the Lemmy shorts?
Yeah.
Just the Daisy Dukes?
Full Daisy
with a
Dukes.
mushroom over your dick?
Yeah, that was me. And I blew in there.
Yeah.
And when I walked in, the door goes ding, and they look up, and it's like, I remember it was really hot outside, and it was so nice inside. I was like, oh, this is nice in here.
Yeah.
A guy from behind the desk goes, excuse me, can I help you? And I go, I want to buy a Testarossa if you have one.
Oh, yeah.
The guy goes, excuse me, hold on. And he goes in the back.
Yeah.
And then another guy comes out. That's always bad.
yeah.
The other
I
guy
got to throw you out.
and
or the filter.
Yeah, and I go, hi. He goes, yeah, I'm the manager here. Can I help you with something? I mean, maybe they thought I was homeless or something. And I said, yeah, I want to buy a Testarossa. And he goes, do you know how much they are? And I said, well, I go, you guys are probably selling them above sticker price. I think they're $175. I think they're going for about $236 right now. I'll give you $225,000 cash. You have it? I got the cash.
Yeah, cash.
And the guy goes, well, there's one in the back. And I think he still thinks I'm going to be taken away in a So he goes in the back. It's a red one with tan. I go, that's exactly what I want. I'll take it.
Wow.
And he goes, what do you mean? I go, can I take it now? And he goes, well, we have to prep it. I go, cool. I'm going to go get a hamburger, and I'm going to come back. I'm going to drive it home.
Yeah.
And I came back, and I had a brown paper bag with 200.
Brown paper bag? Where did you go to the bank to get that?
Uh-huh.
And they would just give you the cash?
It's my fucking money.
I know, but you know how they are. They're like, we have to go to like 4 banks to get that.
No, I took it, and I bought it in cash, and I drove it home.
What did the guy shit his pants? Like,
I think when I drove off, all of them were standing on the curb.
Yeah,
like it was like a scene out of a movie, and they were like, "Did that just happen?"
They had no idea who you were. I heard that happened to Slash too. He went to the Porsche dealer in Beverly Hills. He goes in, crusty leathers, Slash, illusion era Slash, just garbage Slash.
Yeah.
He goes in there. And the guy goes, can I help you? And he goes, yeah, I want to get a twin turbo 911. And the guy's like, yeah, and just walks by him, ignores him. Next guy walks by him, he goes, hey, I want to get a twin turbo 911. The guy's like, excuse me, sir. No one talking to him. Some guy that's the car washer guy that details him goes, hey, you're Slash. He goes, yeah, man, I want to get a Porsche twin turbo. And he goes and tells the guy. And the guy comes over. And he goes, sorry about that. And he goes, I want 2, but only if this kid gets the commission.
I love it.
I know, right? The kid got the commission from what I hear, you know?
Awesome.
That could be a myth, but I love it, man.
Yeah.
What cars were your favorite? You a Porsche guy? I'm a 911 freak.
I've been looking at Porsches again.
Oh, God. Like, you got to get into the air-cooled 911.
I had a twin turbo.
Yep.
Lowered, like there was only this much rubber. Like an inch. It was the stupidest thing I ever did because I was always banging up the rims.
Yeah.
I put a biggest whale tail on it.
Yeah.
And it was the first time I had a Tiptronic.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved that car. But what happened was I drive a lot, and I got really tired of being beat up in it.
Oh, yeah, because you're so low, like a go-kart.
Yeah. So when that car went, I ended up getting a Corvette.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, because I wanted a convertible. So I was like, I'm going to get the Corvette convertible. So I had that for about a year, and I loved it. Even though it's still a Corvette, it wasn't a Porsche, and I'd have a Ferrari Testarossa as well, obviously. And then I ended up with some like a 32 Ford, and then like a Chevelle 70 Chevelle convertible. And I was like, I want to just like get back into a sports car convertible, and I bought a Ferrari California.
Oh, badass! I love those.
Love that car.
That's a great car.
I had that for a couple of years, and I told the guy when I went in, I said, hey, when I want to get that car, it was a 458 Spider. I go, so I'm going to take this car. And then when the lease is halfway up, because I lease my cars, because I tell the government I drive them to work.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to come back and you're going to give me the same car for this price. He goes, that's not going to happen. Okay. So I go in there with the car. It's all dirty. I haven't washed it. I go, hey, I'm thinking of extending my lease. Get that car, and you can have me for 2 more years. Or I'm going to turn this car in, and I'm going to get a Porsche.
Yeah.
So I got the 458.
Wow.
So I drove that for a while.
458, great car.
Great car. Love that car. And then I got the Jeep recently.
Yeah.
And now I'm looking at Porsches.
So what do you want to get? Like vintage?
Well, no. I want to get brand new Tiptronic convertible. What do you suggest I get?
Targa.
Something that I mean, it's easy to drive.
Yep.
It's like comfortable. I need sound system.
Yeah.
I need to make my business calls. I need to listen to music, and I don't want to feel like I've gone to the races when I get, to wherever I'm going.
Targa S.
Targa S?
The new Targa S is phenomenal. It's my favorite car because they've got the top Targa thing like your 914 had.
Yeah.
The glass piece goes up like this. It goes down into the trunk, and it's all sealed and primo. It's not like a shitty convertible where you can't see and it starts leaking.
Yeah.
And it's the beautiful body. It's got that metal piece in between the roof and the glass.
Yeah.
And they come in the coolest colors, man, like that old 70s blue.
I mean, could I do that? I mean, can I get away with that? If I'm going in right now and you're like, I know Nikki Sixx, and I'm gonna pick his car for him. Yeah. I'm like, Dean, I think I want a black one. And you're like, look, I need you to think outside the box for a second.
Absolutely.
You're 58 years old. You've done a lot of stuff. You're wearing a flowered shirt right now.
Yeah.
You can still rock the leathers.
Yep.
What's my color?
I go the fucking Pink Panther pink.
I'm gonna get beat up. I go to Slash's house, he'll beat me up.
No way, man. Here's the thing. I just talked to Rogan about this. He goes, man, you like those wild colors. But those colors they made, like, Miami blue.
Yeah.
They got one that's called mint green. It's like chocolate chip mint ice cream color.
That's nice.
That is those colors, they're all like those Art Deco colors,
Yeah.
Those things are way cooler than black to me. Because
black is, I got a white Jeep because I just can't deal with the dirt.
I can't go it either. You know what's great about the 911? It always looks the same.
Yeah.
Except for the shit era, the 993, where they did these ugly headlights where it spills off to the side. Nobody wants that. But all the other ones from 60.
What's that cost now? A new one.
A new one, like $130.
See, compared to a Ferrari?
Yeah, cheap.
Yeah.
And a state-of-the-art car, dude.
Jen, my co-host is sitting over there. Yeah. I could get 2 and give you one.
Yeah.
What color do I get?
What color does she get?
You should get Army Green.
Yeah.
Army Green. Badass. You know what I mean? Yeah. Absolutely.
I'm buying everybody them.
Are you rich?
No, I'm poor.
No, because
my manager.
Yeah, because you that tour was big money, right?
Yeah.
It was what, a year and a half?
But I don't care about that kind of money.
I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, you sign this thing, you're not going to ever tour as the Crüe again or whatever. We've heard that a million times on every band. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, the money's gone. But, I watched recently the Minimalist documentary, and I try to get myself, but I watch you and you're exact to me. You're up late. And you Motley's gone, and you just start buying stuff, right? And you're filling houses, and you're going, guitar number 700. You got a bass here you brought, and you're just like me. You're the same fucking way. You go, this is the best bass I've ever owned.
Yeah.
I need to get 4 more. I'm the same way. I get a watch, and I go, I love this. Yeah. I want to get the blackface one now.
Yeah, I'm a watch guy.
Yeah.
I don't even, my watch, it says it's 4 a.m.
Yeah.
I never even said it. Why would I set it? I have a phone.
It's just all about the piece. But
if I was smart for how much, this Cartier solid gold, Santos XXL.
Yeah.
They don't even make this.
Yep.
For what I paid for this, you know how much bling I could have?
I know.
I could make rappers look poor.
Yeah.
I mean, how stupid am I that I buy a watch
Yeah.
because of the guts and because of all that? It's a watch. Why did I do that? Why do I not just buy gold?
Well, watches to me are a lot like vintage guitars. They're handmade.
You know,
They're fucking completely cool pieces of art, and they're gonna last way beyond us. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And there's something about a watch to me that I don't give a fuck about time, but it's what went into it. It's like a 59 Junior, like you got.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's what went into it, and you know, there's not a lot of things that are handmade anymore.
Yeah,
You
I
know?
love handmade stuff.
Handmade shit's gone.
Handmade knives. I have
I
handmade
know.
knives.
I love your knife photos.
So you asked me about money?
Yeah.
Okay, so the best advice I ever got, and I will hand it out like candy.
Yeah.
Look at this. We're wrapping it up.
Yeah.
We're wrapping it up. Bring
Yeah.
it back to the candy. If you make $1, and in my case, I'm the 50% tax bracket. Okay?
Yeah.
And I have a manager. It costs me 15%.
He's 15?
15.
Wow.
I've been with him for
Doc McGee?
No, Alan Kovac. I've been with him for 23 years.
Personal manager.
Yeah, everything.
Oh, I got you.
Everything.
So Doc didn't manage Motley Crüe?
He did in the early days. Yeah.
Oh, I got you.
Early
Okay.
days. So, I'm trying to think of a way to do this. So, I take 20% of my net, and I never touch it. So, if I have to lose off the top 65 cents. Let's just call it 60. So I have 40 cents left on $1.
On every dollar you earn.
40 cents. But it costs me 30 cents to live.
Right.
I'm only putting 10% away. I'm only putting 10 cents for $1. I'm an idiot. 20% of everything I make. So whatever, my life has to adjust to that. So I can have Porsches and Ferraris. I can have guitars. I can have candy. I can have anything I want. I have a stripper pole on my motorcycle, my trike.
Yeah, your trike with flames.
But if I'm only putting 19% away, I'm an idiot. I have to save 20% of everything I do. And I've been doing that for as long as I know. And that 20% gets impacted. And I invest in California municipal bonds because you get 5% non-tax return on that. So you make 5%. If you have $1 in there, you make a nickel.
Wow.
And then next year, you make 5% on $1.05.
Right.
And you
Keeps growing.
do that for 30 years. And it grows and it grows and it grows. And there's times in my life where like I go, man, I'd really like to do that, but I'm not touring and it's not going to work out. 20%. And you will never have to worry again because when the rainy day comes and you're like, shit, you know that there's something that's growing over here.
Yeah.
It's the best thing you can ever do. And people don't do it.
You've been doing that how long?
As long as I can remember.
Wow. Why do you live in Calabasas, right?
I did, and then I moved because of paparazzi.
Where do you live now?
I live out in Thousand Oaks.
Why do all the rockers move out there? Do you ever feel like I always felt like if I made
because you've seen like the hunting dog on the porch.
Yeah.
We're hunting dogs.
Yeah,
On the porch. Our days are gone. We're lucky if an old hunting dog comes by and we can hump her.
Yeah.
And maybe there's a bird off in the distance and we're like see the bird and we like pretend to point and our owner's like, "Oh, good job, Nikki."
Don't you ever feel like if I lived in the Hollywood Hills still, I would be fully alive, or
I'd be dead.
Or New York City?
No. I'm out there.
Yeah.
And this is how I look at it. Okay, so big fish, small pond.
Uh-huh.
I don't care. I'm married.
Yeah.
I'm monogamous. I'm loyal. I love my wife. But when I walk around Westlake, they say that a hunting dog.
They're like, there's Nikki Sixx.
Nikki Sixx.
You're hilarious.
That hunting dog, he's a king. He's royalty.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I go into Hollywood. I got to compete with these young guys, and I got to kill them. I got to kill them. I'm going to overdose and die so I can feel better about myself. So the only way to survive is to fake myself into believing I'm still, happening.
That's from being off. That's from being off stage. You know what I mean? Because you still need that. Hey, Nikki Sixx, right? You know what I mean, right?
Not me, but
No.
I like. I'm kind of like. I'm a guy that like goes into his closet and like is like a scientist and comes up with stuff, and then I come out.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, I didn't see that coming, or like recharge, have energy, feel good, and I can't do that when people are pecking at me all the time. So I have to put myself in a quiet area.
Yeah.
So then I can be creative, and then I go into the world and I go do my stuff. You know.
I want to write some songs with you.
You don't want to write a song with me?
Yeah, I do.
I'll make you crazy. You'll be like, dude, the song's called Dog. You're like, the dog.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you gotta go back. You can't stop at the dog. You have to. I need 500 pages about the dog. Just if we ever write together, you just have to do what you do on stage.
I'm there. I go for it.
Let it flow.
Oh, well, you know, I right now is
no
like,
rhyming dictionary.
No, I say run the track. I put the headphones on and I just start throwing it out. That's how I do it now. And it's
You're
great.
freestyling.
It comes from somewhere else. You know what I mean?
It does come from somewhere
All
else.
my records have been like, I've been fucked. I'm just strumming and then I go, there's a man on the highway. And I'm like, oh, what does that mean? But it's stuck and then I just write
There he
on
is.
it.
He's on the highway.
You got a favorite comedian?
You.
Oh, you got to come out again.
Yeah.
Oh,
you tell me next time, I'll be there.
I will.
Okay.
Dude, I can't thank you enough for doing the show.
Anytime.
It's a total dream guest. I could talk to you for hours.
Thanks, son.
And everybody's like, oh, fuck, this is great.
I was thinking of doing stand-up comedy. What do you think?
You should do it. Just one time, 2 times.
I would get eaten for lunch. I'd go up and I'd say, fuck you guys. Oh, what are you fucking looking at?
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, there he is. He's back. He's not Thousand Oaks anymore.
You could do storytellers like Rollins, though, because you got great fucking stories.
Yeah.
And you know how to tell a story.
He scares me now. I saw him in Germany or so. He was like sitting at a table eating by himself. And he's like old. And he's just like, I'm like, I wanted to go over and say, you know, hi, Henry. I don't know, is it Mr. Rollins?
Right.
And he made eye contact with me, and I felt ashamed. He's intense.
Well, you know, I think he's what we wish we could be. He's at peace. He doesn't need items and stuff other than vinyl. He could just travel around like a soldier out there, man, with a backpack.
I love him. I want guns and knives and a new Porsche I'm going to buy tonight.
Yeah.
And
I want to go with you when you get it.
We're going to go buy it.
Let's do it.
All right. Thanks, bud.
Thank you, man. There you guys go. Tune in next week again to Let There Be Talk. And don't forget to leave a review and subscribe. Thank you, guys.